Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another Black Powder update. A little bit quicker than my usual sort of weekly or just over weekly updates at the moment. I'm just going to turn the extra light on, although there is actually some sunlight coming in the window, so I don't know if it'll actually hinder rather than help. But you can always use some more light, I suppose. That's actually quite good. So what have I been doing? I decided to do one of my artillery pieces for my for my Guards division, or the 1st British Infantry Division. They've actually got like a divisional artillery section of 2 batteries of 9-pounders, both with 1 howitzer as well. You can see that I've actually gone for, where I tend to like doing 1 gun and 1 howitzer, I decided for these boys just to do the 2 9-pounders. Now I did make a little bit of a mix-up. I went back and checked my order of battle from my Waterloo companion, and it appears I made a little bit of a mistake. It appears that one of the batteries is actually a King's German Legion horse artillery battery of 9-pounders. So I'm going to have to basically get some new artillery in for those guys, because I just thought they would both be real foot artillery. So it's not the end of the world. I can use the battery of 9-pounders for just as an extra general battery for my British, because they are very undergunned in comparison to my French. And of course, when I do another British infantry division in the future, I can no doubt add that to one of the divisional artillery units from another brigade. So let's get closer in on these boys and I'll show you what I've done. I've also actually got one more thing to do to show you as well, which I actually did this a couple of weeks ago, but I forgot to actually show you during my Dragoons video, which I put up sometime last week. So let's go in. So basically, let's give you the blurb. So these guys are the 1st Infantry Brigade's Divisional Artillery, Royal Foot Artillery of course, and they're commanded by Captain C.F. Sandham. And you can see that I've went for my usual bigger stands for these boys. I'll show you the officer's stand first. I decided to, let's zoom in a little bit actually. Let's move those guys back for a little bit. So with 9-pounders and 12-pounders, I tend to go for a bigger sized base, which of course gives you the extra room to be able to put the guys next to the guns. So we give you a little spin around. You can see that I've built up a little bit of ground at the front here. Now you could say that I've kind of pushed the cannon up a little bit too close to that berm, but my idea behind that is that the officer, for the first shot, the officer wanted the gun pushed right up against the berm. And then the second shot after that, after it's recoiled, they can push it back a little bit less towards the berm, and they can actually get to the barrel easier for loading, etc. But for their first shot, he's ordered them to push the cannon right up against the berm. The crew is it's actually a mixture. I'll actually mix them up. It's a mixture of Perry's and my Foundry artillery crew. I think these ones are mostly Foundry. The officer is front rank, and on my second base, when I get to that, you'll see that they're a Perry crew with an extra figure added from the extra figures that came with the Foundry pack. What I decided to do was, instead of having 4 crew and the one with the officer having 5, that I'd give them all an extra figure. So this crew ends up with 6, and the crew behind them ends up with 5. So we have a guy with a flat cap there. This is actually the first time I've actually painted a flat cap for any sort of artillery unit. And then we have obviously both of these guns are ready to fire. So the crew are in their positions. We have the battery sergeant there. You can see that I've painted some sergeant stripes on this guy, plus he's got the sergeant sash. He is, I believe, a foundry figure. And then, of course, basically you can tell the foundry figures because they've all got these plumes on. And then obviously the front rank officer there looking with his telescope. He's actually just looking to the side of the target at the moment, just to see if anything else is happening. So it's sort of caught at a moment. So it's kind of sweeping the area, looking for the target to make sure it's not moved. And like I say, they're ready to fire, so they're not going to be firing within seconds. And everything else is set up. As you can see with these, I think they're 60 by 120. Is that right? I think so. 60 by 120, I think. As basis for these for bigger guns I tend to use, and I tend to use 50 by 50, 50s by 100 for my sort of 6-pounders and stuff. Although I suppose in a weird sort of way, because you get that extra room, perhaps I should just update all my stands to 60s by 120s. Yeah, that's so that's the first stand there. Really happy with the way that the little berm turned out. It's sometimes a little bit boring to just do a completely flat base, and I always, I tend to recycle the idea. You'll probably find a lot of my artillery units, especially the bigger guns, because they're on that bigger base, normally have some sort of berm or something added just to sort of break that base up. But I think it looks good, and I think it turned out pretty good in the end. So that's the command gun. Onto the second battery now. Now this one, you can see that I've added just an odd tree. I've actually this tree obviously fell out of a box that I cleaned out a few days ago, and it's been annoying me on the floor. I keep forgetting to pick it up, and just as I was kind of putting the stuff on this base, I thought, wait a second, because I put 2 berms on this base. I put a berm at the front there, and a little tiny berm at the back. And I thought, well, it's quite a thin tree. It's quite a small tree. I'm going to try and stick that into my terrain. And just so happened that I managed to find a little bit of milliput that had not fully dried. So I managed to actually push the stem of the tree into the actual mound of milliput. Because it's pretty solid. I mean, I thought it had actually dried, but there's obviously just that one spot that I managed to, unless it was an air bubble, of course, and I just happened to find it. But I pushed the tree in all the same, and I think in the end it actually came out looking pretty cool. It actually kind of really fits in. These, like I said, are mostly Perry's crew. Again, it's a gun ready to fire, just maybe like a few seconds behind the other gun, because the guy with the that's just pushed the shell down the barrel is kind of getting back to position still, where the other one's kind of ready to go. We have the obviously 5 crew rather than the 6, because they have the extra officer on the stand. So I guess this guy would be the corporal, and then you have your normal 2 guys that I suppose he could be. Well, this is the aimer normally, isn't he? And then you have the guy who puts the fuse in and covers the hole when it's being reloaded, and the actual guy who lights the fuse, and then the assistant and the sponger. Guns wise, I believe one's Perry's and one's Foundry actually. Main difference being, I think the Perry's ones have got a almost like a sort of a trigger mechanism on the back, where the Foundry one is just a little bit older and has the classic sort of touch hole, which I'm not 100% sure if that's true. Because obviously, if it had that sort of trigger mechanism, you wouldn't really need a guy lighting it, because you'd just basically pull the string, similar to the naval guns of the period, where you don't actually light it. You actually just, I guess it's like a sort of a flint mechanism. that you actually pull, and then it creates a spark which goes through to the charge. It sets the cannon off rather than actually touching it with the torch like you would normally. So whether that's some sort of a little mistake by Perry's, or whether I'm completely wrong and it's actually just a part of the back of the cannon, I don't know. But it kind of looks like one of those trigger mechanisms. I've got to admit, I can't try and get it focused. There you go. See what I mean? Anyway, who knows? It doesn't make any difference. It's too small to see, really. But yeah, that's my first battery of my Guards division, or Guards brigade. Very happy with them. And just give you one last look at them before we go on to the next thing. So that's those. They only took me about 3 days to do. Really quite quick. Literally did the 2 cannons at the same time. And the 10 guys at the same time, and it all came together pretty fast, really. And I kind of did the bases at the same time. Just after I finished the cannons, I started on the bases, building up the little terrain berms and stuff, so that they had time to dry. Knowing that the chances of me actually finishing them today would be quite high. I think all in all, it took me 3 days. To finish these 2 bases, which is not too bad. Okay, so what's up next? Now this is a figure that I did. I actually did him several weeks ago, but I kept forgetting to put him into videos. This is basically the command figure for my household cavalry division. I'll give you the blurb on. He's Major General Lord Edward Somerset of the 1st British Cavalry Brigade. So let's bring him in. So here we go. Now this is one of the command figures that I got from Front Rank. A really nice figure, painted up really well, and I just did my usual sort of really simple stand using lots of shrubs and flowers and bushes and stuff at the side of the road. But I think he came out really cool, actually, and I think he makes a really nice cavalry commander. I always tend to go for ones with capes to be cavalry commanders for some reason. But yeah, I think he's a really nice figure, and he came out really cool. And again, he's got sort of like a bay horse, but sort of like more of a purebred one, so it's basically got no markings. Black tail and mane. And of course gold stirrups. And a sword, although not a gold sword scabbard for this guy, but then he's only a Major General, so. But yeah, that's this guy, and I was really happy with him. And I think he'll look really cool when the actual division's done, which is literally just one regiment of Life Guard away from being finished. So yeah, that's him, and that is more or less the end of this video. So thanks for watching. Thank you to, I think I've had one new subscriber since the last time I did a video. So thank you to that person. I can't remember if it was, I think it might have been an anonymous subscriber. Because I just actually the subscription count just sort of popped up while I was actually looking at my page, which is kind of strange because that hardly ever happens. So yeah, that's the end. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing next. I'm kind of I'm at one of those points where obviously with like Christmas and stuff coming up, I don't really want to put a big order in, so I might have to wait until after Christmas to start doing some of the 24-man units of my Guards regiments. I have got the 36-man regiment, which I may not have to do, but I was actually checking my stands yesterday, and I've actually managed to mislay 8 60 by 60 stands, and I absolutely have no idea what happened to them. So I had to basically order in some more stands, along with a whole bunch of other stands as well. Like I've ordered some more cavalry stands, some more, and some more 60 by 60s. And yeah, that's about it really. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.